I want you to just take a breath because we're going to organize everything that you learned today. You're going to be able to, in 20 minutes from now, know where everything that you learned fits in your business. And that's a big challenge for a lot of people. A lot of times we're building a real estate business by throwing spaghetti at the wall. And whatever sticks, then we throw more spaghetti. And whatever sticks, we throw more spaghetti. I was having a conversation with someone in leadership last night, and one of the things I said is too often right now, we're snorkeling on information and we're not scuba diving on it. Elena is in YouTube. She is working that channel. She's not just doing it a little bit. She's going all the way to the bottom. And we don't do that enough in real estate. So as a coach, somewhere between 99.4 and 99.6 of every single one of my clients has asked me about time management. Every single one. And so I went on this dive to figure out time management. We've been doing this a long time. Real estate hasn't really changed all that much. How we communicate has changed. The mediums that we're communicating in hasn't changed. The words aren't changing. People still want a house. They want to get to closing. So why are we still having these problems? Why haven't we figured it out for each other as a group? So I went on this deep dive to solve time management. And as the thing says, I pulled on the string and the whole sweater came with it. You ever have one of those sweaters and you're like, oh, I'll just pull this little bit of string off, and next thing you know, the arm's gone? Okay? That's what happened with time management. And I realized we cannot have a conversation about solving time management until we have a conversation about solving follow-up. Follow-up is going to take you 60% of your week if you don't have a system. We do a brilliant job in this industry of telling you up front you are in business for yourself. You go get a real estate license, you're in business for yourself. First day at your new company, you're in business for yourself. But we also do a really great job of patterning you to make you think that you're a W-2. You want to do something? Go ask your broker. Well, I'm thinking about getting business like this. Go ask your broker. Can I take listings for 5%? Go ask your broker. Go ask your sales coach. Go ask your mentor. We treat you like you're a W-2. I met a young man earlier today. I became a team leader and I was studying recruiting. I was doing role plays on recruiting. I had a coach that worked with me on recruiting when he was a sophomore in high school. That guy walks in the office, he's got no chance against me. I'm recruiting him. Why? Because I studied it. It's not necessarily right for him, but I was good at my job. We don't have real conversations with people when you come into the industry and say, you are in business for yourself, period. So I'm going to say it as black and white as I possibly can. You are in business for yourself. And if that's not serious enough, you're in business for yourself, punk. Right? Everything that comes out of Clint Eastwood's mouth is serious. You can't look at that face and be like, I can't take that guy seriously. He says something, you're like, yes, sir. You're in business for yourself. Every business, if we're going to treat you like a business, then we need to start with the basics. And I can prove to you, and I will prove to you in the next 5 minutes, that there is a huge segment of our realtor population that does not get this. Every business has 3 key peaks that a lead is going to cross on their way to becoming a satisfied client. Every business. It doesn't matter what you're selling. iPhones, cars, real estate, it doesn't matter. Okay, key peak number 1 is the moment that someone becomes aware of your business. All right, so I know the Johnsons down the street. We're at some community event and they go, oh, I didn't realize you were in real estate. We're actually thinking about selling our house. I've known them for years. They just became aware of my business though. So it's that moment of awareness. Here's a slide that you guys need to memorize and know every day of the week. This is called the sales pyramid. This represents the market for any product or service. So let's take an iPhone. I just bought an iPhone, so now I'm in the 60% problem not aware. Okay, I have a new iPhone. I'm not thinking about getting an iPhone. I probably won't think about getting another iPhone for another 2 years. 2 years from now, my battery starts going down. I have to charge it in the middle of the day. So what do? I become 20% problem aware. And then I'm problem aware long enough, it's a burr under my saddle long enough that I start gathering some information. Oh, I wonder when the new iPhone's coming out. I wonder what they're saying about the battery. I'm going to go look at reviews. And then I'm going to get into 3% buying now. Every single one of you, this goes for your database. This goes for growing your team. It goes for attraction. It goes for everything. 60% of the people that you are talking about do not give a damn or don't need your service. They don't care. You got 1,000 people in your database, 600 of them have no use for you right now. It doesn't mean you shouldn't be following up with them, but you've got to understand 60% of them, it's going right over their head. You're not even on their radar. They don't care. So those people, our follow-up systems are all about raising awareness, making people problem aware. Why? Because once people become problem aware, they start taking action. See, I could be in that 60% category for 10 years. In a span of 3 weeks, go from 60% not aware to 3% buying. I'm happy in my house, I'm happy in my house, happy in my house. All of a sudden, my wife comes home and she's like, oh my gosh, I just saw this thing. We should go buy a rental property. I never even thought about it. Let's talk to her. Yeah, financial planner. Okay, we can do it. Yeah. 3 weeks later, we're buying something. This goes for everything in your life. So you've got to understand what messages you're sending to whom. And how easy are you making it for people to gather information from you? Do they have to get a piece and then wait until you feel like sending another piece? And then wait until you feel like sending... Seriously, mic drop. I mean, come on, you can't get better than that right there. You're working with a professional here. Key peak number 2, they have got to take action. They've got to do something forward. And this is where maybe you've coached with someone around boundaries and standards in your business. You want to make sure that this is a line in the sand you will not cross. Maybe if this is buyers, I will not put you in the car until you're pre-approved. Period. Are you going to market somebody's house for free, or are you going to wait until you have a listing presentation? It's KPI number 2, key peak number 2. And then key peak number 3, this is the big one. It is the moment that they experience the value of your service. The moment that they experience the value of your service. So the success of your business and any business is determined by the amount of people they get to KPI 3 and how quickly. Your business success relies on you getting as many people to KPI 3 as quickly as possible. Let me show you what this looks like as, punk. So let me show you what this looks like as a real estate agent. You've got to remember, the moment that they experience it, it's not when you experience it, it's when they experience it. So as a real estate agent, there we go. They see your sign down the road. They just became aware of your business. They went to an open house. They just became aware of your business. They clicked on a funnel. They just became aware of your business. They saw a post on Facebook. They just became aware of your business. Hey, we'd love to meet. Conversations. All right, I'll come on over Wednesday night. Sign the listing agreement, KPI number 2. Closing is why you are being hired. In case anybody missed that, closing is why you're being hired. I hire a real estate agent to get me to closing, period. I don't do it because of their really delicious cookies at the open house. I don't do it because I know somebody. I want to get to closing. That's why I hired you. And here's how I'll prove to you that we've lost sight of this in the real estate industry. We're still having damn conversations about price reductions. If you knew it was your job to get them to closing, why the hell would you take a listing overpriced? Your job is to get them to closing as quickly as possible. Next time somebody gives you an overpriced listing, you say, thank you so much, I can't get you to closing at that number. And that's my job. Period. Get them to closing. We have a lot of people that just get people to the listing agreement. Hey, I'm just going to get them and then I'll figure it out. Most real estate business clinics out there focus on getting listings. Listing is important on the way to closing. Are you guys getting this at this point? This is such a missed opportunity if we would just teach people at the end of the day, your job is to get them to closing, period. You want to change your business? Measure your KPIs daily. How many people do you know became aware of your business today? Write it down. How many people took action? They signed a listing agreement, buyer agency agreement. Write it down. How many people closed today? Write it down every single day for 90 days. Take the average, that's your benchmark. That's where you start. You focus on this for 90 days, it will change your business. And by the way, this works for everything. So I've heard that some people are looking to grow their teams and attract people onto their teams. Here's the problem. People become aware maybe there's a different opportunity at another company. So they move other companies and that's where it stops. What people don't understand is recruiting, or that's what I used to do with another company, that is a different business model. As real estate agents, you actually have it pretty lucky. We know what KPI 3 is. Other companies, when they start, they have to figure it out first. So people move companies, they didn't get the value of why they wanted to come to that company, and so they left. They moved to a new team, and they didn't get the value of why they came to that team and left. Number one, you better define it. You better say, hey, people come to this team because X, Y, and Z happens. Is that what you're looking for in life? If not, this is not the team for you. People are like, but then I don't have any leads. I'm like, and? When it comes to your business, when it comes to attraction, when it comes to anything, remember the statement, quality comes in quantity. Gene Frederick told me that one time. Quality comes in quantity. You don't have any great clients because you don't have enough leads. You're taking overpriced listings because you've only had one listing presentation in the last 60 days. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to say it true. Your job is to get people to closing. If you're going to get into growing your team and attracting, figure out what the KPI 3 is before you start getting out there. Or figure out what would make someone else want to be part of your team. What are they looking for? And then it's your job to make sure they get it. So the core system that will move the needle faster than anything else in your business is follow-up. And most people don't understand that there are 5 core follow-up systems to every business, and about 95% of the businesses we're dealing with don't have it. See, you should have follow-up systems coming in and going out of every KPI. If it's your job to get somebody to closing as quickly as possible, we know that a system is going to get them there faster than you can manually. Why? Because life happens. So the core follow-up systems that every business needs, very first one is a new lead nurture. It has to start within 10 minutes. If you can start a new lead nurture within 10 minutes of somebody becoming a lead, you have a 400% increase chance of picking up that business. It should be 10 to 15 days, and it should be no more than about 21 days. Everything about that new lead nurture is designed to get people to your calendar. That's it. Period. Is to get them to your calendar. The pre-appointment nurture immediately shows them that you're serious. They book an appointment with you, they get a text, hey, thank you, John, for booking an appointment. I'm really looking forward to seeing you. Number one, you're expressing gratitude towards your clients. And I could do in an hour just on that alone of how powerful that is. People in here get ghosted on. Everybody get ghosted on? Yeah, on occasion. Ghosts stop happening when I put a pre-appointment nurture in place for my business. I would get maybe 20 to 30% down to now I get maybe 1 out of 30 or 40 appointments might ghost on me. But they're more likely going to reschedule because I've got the systems in place. This is also a great, look, we're going into the tech world. Imagine what happens if Mitch books an appointment on my calendar and then he goes out to do some Facebook post and all of a sudden he's shown an ad, Cynthia's talking about how great it was to work with me. What's he thinking? Oh my God, I just booked a call with that guy and now I'm watching a testimonial. It's called retargeting. Amazon's doing it. Why can't you? Post-purchase. Actually, I think I jumped too far. Yeah, so the post-appointment. Oh my God. Seriously, when you get done with the appointment, here's what happens next. Just start there. What percentage of people out there are S and C? A lot. And if I tell an S, here's what's going to happen next, how much are they going to like me? A lot. This is where you can implement all the things that Cynthia teaches in your communications to talk to people the way they want to be talked to. Post-purchase, how many of you 100% of the time after a closing have stuff that go out in the first 45 days? Okay, that's awesome. About 10% of the room that's left. You should have 4 to 6 touches. The sixth touch or the fourth touch, the last touch in that should be 45 days out because that is the optimal time to express gratitude and get referrals. It's 45 days. You do it too soon, you already have the relationship, you don't need it. It needs to be 45 days out. I know that your clients mean more to you than just a paycheck, but you know what? They don't, because you don't have systems in place that are following up with them. Your actions have told them you appreciate the money. Have a nice life. I'm just being real about this. Your long-term nurture. 2 touches to infinity and beyond. Somebody dies in my database, they're still getting damn emails from me. Because I've actually heard of too many opportunities where somebody went in and was cleaning out the inbox for a loved one that passed away and was like, hey, we need to sell their house now, and I saw your email. Thank you so much for reaching out. 2 touches to infinity and beyond. Holiday campaigns, all that other stuff you could do on top of it. You should have 2 emails that go out forever. And what we do is we just run them over and over and over and over. So here's what we did, and here's what I'm kind of offering up to you guys. We've automated the 5 core follow-up systems. We will show anybody how to build these and get them implemented into your business in 5 days. But see, going back to the conversation we started with, a business is just a collection of systems. Think about Amazon. Is it a warehouse company? No. Is it a delivery company? No. Is it a familiar website? No. Is it all of them? Yup. Do they all talk to each other? Yup. A business is a collection of systems. If you're going to go buy a McDonald's franchise or a Starbucks franchise, what are you buying? You're not buying the dirt. You're not buying the building. You're not buying the people. What are you buying? You're buying the book that says, put the fries in for 2 minutes and 36 seconds at 375 degrees. You're getting all the systems. That's what you're buying. We're not doing enough to build systems in your business. You build them and you never stop building them. I've been in this industry for 24 years. I can't even tell you some of the horror stories of people just having really major life challenges and having no systems in place. By the way, you want to track somebody in your business? How cool would it be if you could just give them your system? Hey, I've already laid out this whole thing. Here you go. This gets built so fast. So what we teach people is when you're building a system, especially for follow-ups, you pick the number one area of your business. So let's just say it's listings. I'm going to build from KPI 1 to KPI 3. I'm going to build all of my follow-up systems. Once I get to KPI 3, I'm going to build all my other systems backwards. Why? Because I've already built one. All I've got to do is tweak and duplicate. Right? I have, let's say, a letter that goes to sellers. We're under contract. Here's all the things you need to do. Well, it's not going to take me that long to write the exact same one for buyers. It's just a tweak. So you build systems from KPI 1 to KPI 3, and from then on you build backwards.